Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Footy Show daily.
Live
Live if you're on Patreon. It is live if you're on Patreon. Yeah. So if you're on Patreon and you're watching and you want to get in touch with us about what we're talking about, get in touch in the comments. Well, today it looks like, in terms of the situation with going back to playing football, the players have been given all the relevant information. Is it a 40-page document?
40-page document, yeah.
Of how it's all going to happen.
Well, on training protocols, that's what
Is that what it is? Training protocols?
Yeah. They met this morning, the captains of the 20 stakeholders, which is the Premier League clubs, the PFA. Must have been some screen, that on Zoom, mustn't it? The box, I imagine now. The boxes must have been really small. So they've had that meeting today. They've set out a 40-page document on training protocols. Each club was represented on the video conference by their captain. So yeah, PFA reps were also in the meeting. Club captains attended the meeting, including Henderson, Maguire, Azpilicueta, Mark Noble and Troy Deeney. Maybe they're the PFA reps. That's why they've named Troy Deeney. Players will drive to training in their kit, alone in their cars. Temperature will be checked at the entrance to the training ground. They'll park in a designated space, 3 spaces away from anyone else. No food at the training ground. Train in a group of 5 for a maximum of 75 minutes. They'll be encouraged to wear a mask or a snood. No tackling or spitting will be permitted. Everything on the pitch will be disinfected, including the pitch, the ball, the goalposts, the cones and the training equipment. Players must maintain social distancing at all times. If players are injured, they will be treated by a physio wearing PPE, which at minimum must include a mask, gloves and an apron. After training, players will drive straight home. They're going to be tested twice a week and have a mini medical check for any underlying respiratory or cardiac issues. All players will be tested in the 48 hours before they train. Foreign players returning to England will not be allowed in the training ground for 14 days. The aim is to make the Premier League training grounds the safest in the country. And all clubs have to have a designated COVID-19 officer. So a lot of stuff as you'd expect, really.
Yeah, and we spoke about it yesterday, didn't we? We spoke about players that were fearing the situation. This sounds like, well, obviously this is there to put their
minds at
fears at rest.
But would you? I mean, if you were a player with a document like that, would that make you feel? I think that would make me feel happier.
I
because
think
the temperature testing and obviously you're still social distancing and you're very much isolated and you're outside, aren't you?
Yeah, I think if I was a player, I'd probably be looking at that thinking, well, they've done the homework. They're trying to make us as safe as possible. I suppose the question is it not is it worth it, but it's more like should we rather than can we? And I think if that but I don't know if how many professional footballers that'll enter the mind of. Do you know what I mean? I think that's maybe some of them who are, I don't know. You've got the people there with the captains or the PFA representatives. They've got to think about it like that. But I just wonder if like a young player, late teens, early 20s, if their captain says, we think it's safe and that person hasn't got any issues at home in terms of other people being sick or whatever, then I imagine the majority will get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched, I seen Roy Hodgson talking yesterday about it and he was like, yeah, I can't, the minute they tell me I can go back, I'm going back. It was on Keys and Gray and they were like, you're 72, so you're obviously an age bracket that's obviously you've got to be more more concerned about it. And he was like, no, I'm fit. He said, I've built my fitness up.
That's a nonsense attitude.
But
That's a nonsense attitude.
I think you'll find a lot of that. You'll find that in football. You will, mate.
No, but that's nonsense. That's nonsense. It doesn't matter if he's fit or what. This idea that people can, you see it from, say, I've seen it online. People going, it won't get me because I'm super fit. You've no idea. And I appreciate him saying taking all the precautions, but having some kind of idea that I'm super fit.
No, I don't think he was saying super fit. I think he was just saying, I look after myself. I'm quite fit and healthy. I want to go back to work. I could get it. I could get other stuff. Do you know what I mean? That would stop him going to work or whatever. So I understand that. And don't forget, he's 72, so his outlook will be very much old. I hear Andy Gray on it. Andy Gray's 61 or 62, whatever, and he's like, I'd go. I'd have the test and I'd want to play because I'd think, well, anything can happen to me anyway. I want to play. If they're making it fit,
but it's that. No. That's a selfish attitude. That's a selfish. That's a very selfish attitude. No. That's I'm fine because I'm fine. That's not. There's other people. This is the whole point.
But if you're a player, if you're a footballer living on your own, why wouldn't you go to training?
I'm talking about Roy Hodgson. I'm not talking about anyone else. I'm not Roy Hodgson. That's a selfish attitude to have because he's got a wife. He might see his grandkids. I don't know. But I think that's a selfish attitude to have, that I'm okay because I'm okay. That doesn't come into it.
But he will be getting tested and will be...
I don't think he should be allowed back, personally.
He's the manager.
I don't care. I think that's where, for me, it crosses the line. He's in his 70s.
What about our manager?
Well, our manager's not in his 70s.
No, he's 60.
Well, he's not in the demographic.
60, it is 60 to 69, is it?
It's not in the demographic. My dad could go to work now if he wanted to.
My dad can't.
But it's 70s. 70 for me is.
Well, every age bracket you go up, your risk increases. Of course you're not. Seeing it, the risk massively increases. Well, I'm just telling you what Roy Hodgson said. He's a manager, football manager, and it really it involves him because he is in that age bracket.
What if our manager was 70? Would you be concerned for our manager to be back in football?
I don't know.
I would,
because I'd be thinking, well, it's not the same as us doing it.
No, I know, but we can't.
He's got medical people on site.
I appreciate that, but if he did get it, he's not as fit as what he thinks he is, and this is the problem with some people of a certain age, that they think they're invincible and they're not invincible.
But the problem, I think, the issue with the whole thing is that it affects people all ages.
No, I know.
People are dying all ages, okay. The numbers and the science tells you that the majority of people are dying are in Roy Hodgson and above age bracket, the majority, and they are. And people can point and go, well, the 35-year-olds died in the 40s. They have. Yeah. They have, but people die of other illnesses at that age, and you go, how did he die? You know, I've seen a lad who's 19, he plays for Atlanta, I think it is, died on Friday at home, 19, training, brain aneurysm, bang, gone. So what I'm saying is, I'm just saying that people die of all ages of stuff, but the cold hard facts are, yes, Roy Hodgson is in the age bracket that it affects more than anybody else. You've got the same with the BAME athletes, haven't you? You know, they're twice as likely to die. So no wonder the likes of Danny Rose and people like that are concerned. But I suppose all they can do is follow the science in this, isn't it? Follow the information from the medical people. If the medical people, those captains are sat round there in that meeting, and but
they're players, and I appreciate that. I appreciate players. But I think when it comes, I just think that a 72-year-old man shouldn't be anywhere near it. I really do. I just think that's...
What if he's...
I just think that... No, I think he's got a wife, he's got kids, he's got grandkids. Surely that's more important.
What if he's there with a mask on and gloves and stuff, so he's protecting it, he's doing the things he can do to help him, to give him the least risk of getting anything. No, but I'm just...
What is it... We're talking about players, we're talking about football. What is the real point of it coming back?
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, you know, but I just don't... I wouldn't want if my manager, if he was that age, to be involved. I'd just say, if I was him, I'd just go, we're not going to win, we're not going down, we're not going to get into Europe. do you know what? I'll do all the instructions
Have the
away
Zoom meetings, have all the
and
stuff.
send my coach, and maybe it's a good chance for his assistant or whoever else to learn. I would be very uncomfortable.
This is assistant Ray Lewinson, so isn't he? He's in his 60s.
He's not a chance either, is he? I find that slightly uncomfortable though, that he's 72, and no, but the average working man, and don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of people working at 72, and I've got no problem with that at all. People do it for their own reasons, to keep them either active, keep their minds active, their bodies active. I've got no problem with that at all. I just think that's unnecessary, that a man like him, and I'm not belittling him, because I think he's you know, as much as people take the mickey out of him and all that, he's an outstanding football man. Outstanding football man. He doesn't need to be there.
No,
he doesn't need to.
But maybe he wants to be. Well, it's quite obvious he wants to be.
Listen.
Well, and that's up to that. Then that then lies with the likes of Steve Parrish, who's the chairman, doesn't it? To go,
should it though? Should it? Or should it be with the Football Association, the Premier League, who say, listen, you're 72. I appreciate what you want to do, but if you got this, and there's a chance you could get it.
Yeah, of course.
There's a chance any of them could get it.
There's a chance a player can get it.
Exactly. Well, you might think you're one thing, but if that gets in your lungs,
you're less likely.
You've got a fight. You've got a fight on your hands, and we don't feel like it's right for us to put you in that position.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, I'm just looking at it from, and having listened to him talking about it, you go, well, yeah, okay. But I get it. It isn't an individual thing, is it? He might go, well, you know what, if I get it and I die, I've had a good life, blah, blah, blah. But it isn't that, is it?
No, it's not that.
It's not that, because it's bringing it back in. Does his missus need to be dragged into this? Does this mean that when he's doing it, he can't see his grandkids or his children because...
But he clearly doesn't have that attitude, because his attitude is, I want to be a manager at Crystal Palace. I want to be in the Premier League.
Well, the thing is, he's already signed his deal for next year. He's signed an extension.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably the most sensible thing for him, maybe, and us looking at it without all the information, we're just looking at what we read and everything. Probably the most sensible thing for him is to leave it till September.
I think so.
Let the science catch up. The more we have this discussion, I do flip-flop, because not about whether he should be doing it, about whether these games actually are worth someone come on our thing.
No, hang on. They're not worth it. No. They're not worth it.
Okay, but someone come on our comments yesterday, who's obviously a Liverpool fan, and saying we're desperate for it to be cancelled so Liverpool don't win the league.
I'm tested.
I know. Liverpool fully deserve to win the Premier League. There's anyone who says otherwise are balmy, in my opinion. Liverpool are the worthy Premier League champions. That's not even up for discussion.
No.
And never once have we said anything different. If it was null and void and they didn't get it, would we smirk? Of course we would. The same as if the boot was on the other foot, or if it was United or City or whoever, you would go, oh my God, how unlucky is that? But you'd smirk. But the reality is Liverpool do deserve to win it. My viewpoint is, I don't think you can hand Liverpool the league and not have relegation. Because I think you're then saying, well, only the top bit matters, the bottom doesn't. So I think you can't have one without the other. I don't necessarily subscribe to the points per game thing anymore. I think you've made a really good thing, and I'm sure we're going to go on to that about what Norwich said. So it ain't about that. But the more you look at the things that they're having to do, just at this very moment, the more pointless the whole thing seems.
Unfortunately, they've been backed into a corner where it's like, you've got to be done by a certain time, we've got to start by a certain time. And unfortunately, that hasn't given them much wiggle room. They should have more wiggle room, but they haven't as a competition. And they haven't, and that's made it very difficult. And now they're being forced into like cutting corners to get it back. And that ultimately is the problem. And, you mentioned it, the Norwich CEO was on the football show on Sky Sports this morning. And he was really good. He was talking about the fact that Norwich staff were still furloughed because they could not afford. They're not like other clubs. They budgeted to finish last in the Premier League. They can't afford anything different. So he said they'd been very upfront with people. They'd made their case. They weren't being greedy. And he said, well, what he said was, if we get to play on the pitch and we get relegated, no problem. He said, the way we look at it, he said, we're 6 points off. I think he said 16th. He said, so we're not out of it. He said, so, he said, but if we get relegated and then someone says, well, the Championship can't be played and we're putting Leeds up, he said, then I'll have a problem with it. He said, because if we've played and we've been relegated and Leeds come up and they haven't played, then he said, then I'm going to fight it. He said, because that's not on. He said, that is not on at all. So, and what was I found very interesting about what he said was, there was no clear indication from what he was saying that the Championship's coming back. We know League One and Two are probably going to be cancelled in the next couple of days. That'll be rubber stamped. But you're not hearing anything about the Championship. And I felt there was a certain confidence about him that no matter what happened, they weren't going to get relegated.
Well, he makes an absolutely brilliant point. You can't, and don't forget, Leeds have blown it the last couple. There's no guarantee Leeds are coming up here. All right, they're in a great position. Them and West Brom are in a brilliant position, but don't guarantee Leeds. There's 8-9 games left there. Leeds 2 wins ahead of people. Couple of draws and the other team's winning. It's squeaky bum time again for them. The pressure will overtake Leeds. So they've got to fight to get up. So you can't go, well, points per game, we're going to put them up. But then Norwich are playing and getting relegated. He's absolutely right. And we've said this all along. The way that there's the least conflict in all of this, and it's the path to the least resistance, really, is you cancel the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because then nobody is in a different position than anybody else. Everybody has had the competition cancelled. You aren't going, well, hang on, the Premier League, they're playing them games and they can stay up. But League One and League Two, well, you're going to a points per game, so you're getting promoted. And then the Championship, well, no, we can't play your games, but we're going to promote you anyway. Because how can you? Again, you're already messing around with different strands of the league. So the Norwich fella is absolutely spot on. The 9 games might need to be played to fulfil a monetary thing. They might need to be. But then maybe, I'm not one that believes relegation shouldn't occur, but it probably shouldn't occur if you are promoting teams on points per game while you're playing. So in that case, everything for me has to be asterisk, everything.
Funny, the other day, someone in one of the group chats put a video of Roy Atkinson. It was in the 1990 World Cup.
Who? Ron Atkinson.
Ron Atkinson, sorry. Yeah. Absolutely fuming because, and I'd totally forgotten about this at the time, Sheffield Wednesday were relegated and Swindon had been promoted in the playoffs and beat Sunderland. And then they found out Sunderland had
Swindon
had financial irregularity, so they stopped them coming up. And they promoted Sunderland, and Ron Atkinson was fuming, absolutely fuming. Did a live thing while the Italian 90 was on. And he was fuming because he said, hang on, we're going down. Sunderland haven't won a game to come up. He said, they've come second. And so instead of letting us stay up, you're promoting a team that has not qualified to come up. And it just reminded me of this situation of why should a Premier League team who plays its games go down when a team coming up hasn't played it, hasn't satisfied its fixtures?
Well, maybe listen, there's 6 clubs involved in that fight for them 3 spots at the bottom. And if all 6 of those clubs agreed that no way they're accepting Leeds getting promoted without fulfilling their fixtures, I'm sure that they could drag another 1 or 2 clubs in higher up to go, is this fair? Because, listen, they're all friends, chairman.
Do you think...
So if you get less than the 14,
do you think what could happen is the teams could agree, if the teams get wise and go, this Championship ain't coming back, there's no way it's coming back, so let's agree to finish the season on those neutral grounds, knowing that no one's actually going to get relegated. You play the season out like you are going to get, and there's a jeopardy in Sky and everyone else, BT are all over it, and NBC and all the TV companies around the world are all over it. But in the back of your mind, for the owners, they're like, we're not going down, because there's no way a team can come up. And that might be the carrot that gets teams back into neutral grounds or whatever. Steve Kelly's just saying here, all right, lads, with neutral stadiums off the table by the looks of it, I see Manchester police are saying they could use a legalisation if people turn up at the game and prosecute. Do you both fear it could get out of hand if fans turn up? But well, I don't think neutral grounds are off the table, and I think this could be the the key to it.
I think they could. I know that the clubs are wanting to finish their season on their own grounds. Of course they do. We know that. I think you're right. I think if you remove the jeopardy from it for the clubs
Internally.
then I think people will go, right, we're literally playing 9 friendlies, aren't we? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
What I think should happen, if they don't go down though, their money should be reduced,
Definitely.
the 3 of them. So there's some kind of punishment, if that's what you want to call it, for being relegated. You're not relegated, but there's some kind of hit. And whether you then use that to grease the palms of Leeds and West Brom and go, look, that chunk. You 3 are relegated, but you're not. But it's 15 million from you, 15 million from that.
Well, not even that.
Whatever.
It sounds stupid, but the parachute payment money would go to the 3 teams coming up and take a bit off them or something. I don't know.
That money, realistically, though, Ped, it should be taking a bit off them, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not you should give Leeds, West Brom, and whoever else finishes 3rd a bonus payment because they can't come up and they're not getting the money, and that's just the way it is. But I think also the rest of the money should be distributed to teams in League 1 and League 2 who aren't going to be able to survive.
We spoke about this before. Parachute payments probably now. Rick Parry said this last week. Parachute payments now should be abolished.
Yeah.
Why should teams benefit from being relegated?
Yeah.
Why should that be allowed?
And why should the rest of the teams be at a disadvantage because you've been relegated?
If all that money from the 3 teams over the 2 years was just spread out over those three divisions, the teams below would have a lot better.
Adam Conroy says it on your point about Roy Hodgson. Hey guys, managers have enough coaching staff who can take the sessions. If they are more at risk, for example, Roy Hodgson or even our own manager, he could get his coaching staff or son to take the sessions that he's inserted.
Yeah. Listen, I'd have no problem with Duncan and David Ancelotti on the line and Carlo not in the stadium. I've had no problem with that at all.
And especially even more so if it is a case of no jeopardy. And Matthew Barry says Serie A to resume on the 13th of June.
Which will be around the same time we'll be resuming.
Which is mad because Italy was off the table. Matthew, I'll read your other point in the live show.
Don't mix your shows, guys. Don't mix your shows. There you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on anything we've been talking about on today's show. There's a lot more stuff coming up all the time. No show tomorrow because coincidentally it's both of our wives' birthdays, which is good for us because we just have that one day off. Means we don't have to take separate days off. So there'll be no show tomorrow. There you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you want more videos and this video live so you can join in with us, get over and join us on Patreon. Thanks very much. See you later.